The last several days have been a very challenging time to be putting out the types of videos that I've been putting out. I would like to say I'm overwhelmed with the encouragement that's coming from it. I knew there were more people that felt like I felt, but I didn't realize there were so many of you out there. And a lot of these videos, a lot of thumbs up and a lot of comments on the really hard things that we're talking about here. Now, I would also like to say that what also came with that was several comments about how I'm, through my words and through these videos, tearing down the church. I just want to make it very clear. You did that yourself. You yourself tore yourself down. The church did a great job making themselves look bad. It's not like I put out a video and then suddenly you looked bad. Millions and millions of people around the world have been thinking and saying the exact same things I said. I just happen to be doing it on YouTube. When you create a body of church that is all about an armchair, cruise ship church mentality, and they're not actually doing the work of Jesus Christ and being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ and preparing a congregation to rise up as spiritual warriors in the face of adversity and times of tribulation, you did that to yourself. You know, the church is to be the church is the bride of Christ, and it is to be adorned in white. But unfortunately, the church has been whoring themselves out and they look like a harlot. I didn't do that. You did that to yourself. The church did that to themselves. This is not my fault. Now, God had asked me to blow a trumpet on this, and I'm being obedient to it. I know my Father's voice. I also got a lot of comments that suggested that maybe I'm listening to the wrong thing. I know my Father's voice. I know what it is He is saying. I see the exact same things that He sees. He sees a group of believers, and I'm going to put in quote believers, that are literally showing up to church on Sunday, demanding they get the seat they want, as comfortable as they want it. If they want it to be the right temperature, they don't want it too cold, too hot. They want to hear the sermon they want to hear. They don't want anybody to step on their toes. They definitely don't want to hear anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. And they want to hear the music that they want to hear, and they want to hear it from the people they want to hear it from. And if they don't get all that, they're upset. I didn't create that. You created that. The leaders of the church created that. When you build a body of believers like that, that's what you get. And when people like myself are called by God to call out the church, not to make you look bad, you did that on your own. To call out the church is to look for reform, for change. And I'm not going to, and I don't think God is either, depending on the armchair mentality to stand up as believers and make change. It has got to be a remnant of God that stands up for Jesus Christ in the face of adversity in the times of tribulation. America is not going through tribulation right now. Much of the world, Christians around the world are going through tribulation. Christians in the East, the Middle East, in Africa, they're going through tribulation. They're being imprisoned for believing in Jesus Christ. They're being imprisoned or killed because they love Jesus Christ and they stand up for Him. They're going through that. They are not armchair church people. They're not on a cruise ship. They are doing the hands and feet of Jesus Christ in the face of adversity in the times of tribulation. But America will go through a tribulation, and it is coming. It is coming very quickly. It is upon us like labor pains from a pregnant woman. It is coming, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. I didn't make you look bad. You made yourself look bad. If anything, I probably made you look better. Because there's some things that the church is doing that is way worse than anything I've been speaking about. And the thing is I'm not the only one that sees it. You know, I said in a video recently that non-Christians, all non-Christians around the country and around the world look at the American church as if they're absolute hypocrites. Well, guess what? Believers now do too. Believers now think you're hypocrites as well. Why? Because you are. You say you love Jesus, but yet you gossip, you cheat, you watch porn, you are gluttonous, you are greedy, you're a money-making machine, and that's all that it really is. It's the Sunday show. You're putting on the Sunday show so you can bring in some cash. That's what it's all about. It's not about being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ at all. You know, again, I'm throwing this video out there just real quickly, again, totally unscripted. It's necessary. It's necessary that you realize that I didn't do this to you. You did this to yourself. I don't need to make you look bad. You're doing a great job at that on your own. And the rest of the world sees it. It's like a harlot. People, when they see a whore, they know her to be a whore. When they see a harlot, they know her to be a harlot. When they see a beautiful bride adorned in white, they know her to be a beautiful bride adorned in white. You can judge a tree by the fruit that it produces. It's just that simple. If you're producing a money-making Sunday show, that's what you are. I didn't put that label on that. You created that yourself. You're the ones that built that. It is the leaders of the church that have created this culture in America of armchair cruise ship churches. That is not what God needs in this time. He needs a spiritual army of the remnant of God to stand up in the face of adversity and to declare Jesus Christ is Lord in the time of tribulation. We don't need a comfortable seat. We don't need this trendy music that you know, if I don't hear the songs I like, I'm going to make a fuss because, you know, again, God does want to be praised and He does want to hear worship music. I mean, I'm not dissing worship music. What I'm dissing is this mentality that I want to hear what I want to hear. I want the music I want to play. I want to hear it from the musician I want to hear it from. I want to hear the preacher that I want to hear from, and I want him to say the words that I want to hear him say. Jesus Christ rarely ever was comfortable. In his young life, he wasn't comfortable. He was a carpenter. There's nothing comforting about being a carpenter. It's a hard work that builds calloused hands. And then he wandered around as a penniless teacher and preacher and prophet until he was beaten, spat on, and nailed to a cross. He did not demand a comfortable chair. He did not demand that people sing the way he wants them to sing. He did not demand that he hear a sermon from the person he wants to hear it from. And then he didn't go home and gossip on his neighbors, and he didn't sit there and just start greedily taking in all the money that everybody was bringing him, because I guarantee if Jesus wanted people to bring him money, they would have. He had a tremendous following when he was on this earth. But that's not what he wanted. He fed them. He fed them. They didn't feed him. The churches of today are being fed. And we have churches that are bringing in tens and tens of millions of dollars a year to pervert the lifestyle of a handful of pastors. You did that to yourself. I didn't make you look bad. You did a great job doing that to yourself. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. Never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.